Hello, everybody. Welcome to Late Night Football. Welcome to our match reaction show. It's finished. Villarreal nil, Barcelona 1, and that Barcelona juggernaut just keeps rolling, doesn't it? The 1-0s, they just keep happening over and over again. I was just thinking how, so somebody might ask this question, how sustainable these results are. What I can say though is that a 1-0 is far more sustainable than a 5-0. I think that's what it is. So because I think or a 5-3 or whatever, like it's far more sustainable than those kind of results because it just must not just have a solidity at the moment that's very, very hard to beat. I don't think Christensen had a very good game today because the players kept running off of him. But Araujo, Kounde, and Balde are just so good at what they do. They can cover for an off day for another defender. I think that really makes him very, very solid. I mean, Araujo. I mean, it says in the title he's my man of the match. I'm not even going to go till the end. I think it was fantastic. So, whatever adjectives you want to use, he was really, really good today. And I mean, this bodes well for them for the game against Manchester United, because if we saw today, United are going to struggle to score goals. And this is a team that doesn't let teams score goals. So I think this bodes well for Barcelona and going into those two games. I know they are favorites to go through for me anyway. I mean, they have to be. They're the leaders of La Liga. They're probably going to win the title this season. They have to be the favorites. But I think the way they're playing right now, I think very few teams in world football have any chance of stopping them. But Villarreal didn't help themselves. I mean, the opening goal. I mean, yeah, you tend to see teams play from the back now, but sometimes you have to be careful when you do it. And sometimes it's probably not a good idea to do it. I think Villarreal will realize that. It was still a good assist from Lewandowski. It's a good goal from Pedri. Pedri is another player, and he just grown from strength to strength. It's interesting to note how young this team is. And look at Gavi is young, Pedri is young, Balde is young. How isn't that much older? Kounde isn't that much older. I mean, these are 20s, teenagers and 20-year-old, like early 20s, most of that team. And that just makes it so interesting. Even Raphinha is not that old either, right? I mean, so they've got such a young team that they can build around and very nurture. And I think this team could very well be set up to dominate for a long time, depending on, of course, the financial issues. But at the moment, this team looks like it could dominate for a long, long time. But it was just brilliant to watch. And what I did notice in this is an evolution of Barcelona, isn't it? It's an evolution in the sense that what we saw today and what we've been seeing consistently is this is a team that doesn't mind playing on the counter. This is a team that doesn't mind not, having 70-80% possession. They're the team that does not want to have possession for the sake of possession. I think that's an evolution that we're seeing with Barcelona. And you saw it today as well, the number of times they were making forward passes, quick forward passes. They were not waiting around, hanging around, trying to pull it in directions. They were just quick forward passes, trying to get on the counter. It does mean that the game gets stretched, particularly against a team like Villarreal, but it's an effective strategy because when you think about it, Villarreal want to hit on the counter. So if they're getting hit on the counter, that makes them that much more afraid of, well, let's not try and lose the ball because we're going to get countered upon. So I like the strategy from Barcelona. I think it's very proactive. That's, I think, now 2020s football, I think, is moving in that direction anyway. That's a story for another day. But I liked how Barcelona approached this game. I did. I don't think there were any issue. The only thing was the finishing, right? I mean, there was lots of chances that Barcelona had, and they missed quite most of them. And the one they took, I mean, Lewandowski had a couple of chances that one he shot straight at the goalkeeper, Reina. I mean, Pedri had a chance which he blasted wide. So they had chances. But I think at the same token, Villarreal had chances as well. Just that every time they got close, Araujo was there to block them off, or they missed, or it was an offside, or they missed the target. I mean, Morales towards the end of the first half probably should have scored that goal. That's probably the best chance that Villarreal had, and he hit the side netting. But otherwise, I think Barcelona looks solid defensively, and I think that's what will be key for them going into this, business end of the season. I think that's going to be key, just for them to keep that solidity. But based on this performance, I mean, it's hard for me to see how they're going to draw points, because at the moment it just looks so miserly in terms of conceding goals. They don't concede goals, and when you don't concede goals, you don't lose games, right? You can't lose unless you concede, and they don't. So and they've got the strike power at least to get a goal or nick a goal. And it's not that they nick a goal. I mean, today they did nick a goal technically, but they've got the strike force to kind of score at least 2-3 goals a game. So they're not doing that at the moment, but they do have the strike force. But if your defense is clicking, then you can kind of get away with just scoring a goal or two every game. You can get away with that, which is what's happening. And Villarreal is a difficult place to go to pick up a result anyway. I mean, it's not, El Madrigal is it's not the easiest of places to go and get 3 assured points. So the fact that they're getting these 3 points, they're grinding them out against these teams, and that bodes well for them. And that's what Real Madrid was so good at doing last season and the season when they win league titles. They grind out these results. They don't play well often, but they grind out these results. And that's what we're seeing with Barcelona as well. They're just grinding out these results. results. 3 points are 3 points, doesn't matter how they come. And that is what I think should worry Real Madrid, if anything, because it's not that they're playing well and they're getting results, they're grinding these out, which means that when they do click, it will get worse. But also the fact that when they're not playing well, they're getting these points that otherwise they would have dropped. And that means they're not giving much room for error for Madrid. So 11 points clear. I mean, they played a couple of games more, I believe. So 11 points is a bit of a false position in some ways, but nonetheless the fact is that they are at the moment have quite a commanding lead over Madrid, and Madrid now they're going to come back. Hopefully the Club World Cup will have given them some boost, but they're going to have to come back and really chase that down. So we'll see what happens there. But like I said, man, the match of Araujo, I do also want to point out Raul Albiol from Villarreal. I thought he had a very, very good game today. I mean, the goal aside, and I'm sure he'll be disappointed as well that they conceded a goal, but the fact is that I thought he had a very, very solid game. He's a guy who looks like he's getting better with age, doesn't he? He's been there. I remember we won the 2010 World Cup with Madrid. He joined Madrid, I believe, in 2009 in the whole new wave of Galacticos. And it looks like he's been around forever, hasn't he? But had a wonderful game today. Always seems to have a good game, Albiol. I don't think he ever has a bad game, even though you would think that he might, but he doesn't. So it's wonderful to see, phenomenal to see, phenomenal player, phenomenal defender. Maybe he would have got more recognition if he it was in a different era when there wasn't a Puyol, there wasn't a PK, there wasn't a Ramos. Maybe he would have been more appreciated. But he's been a fantastic player, and he's been a wonderful footballer to watch, I would say. Yeah. And I'm sure Villarreal are very, very happy to have him, of course, in their side, and that's something to be said as well. Anyway, smash like if you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you thought of the game. It's a lot of talk. I mean, the thing is, when you look at this game, I think a lot of the talking points make sense from what the Europa League game against Manchester United is going to bring, because in some ways what we've seen today is a lot of the things that we've seen from Barcelona for quite a while. They keep winning 1-0, not necessarily playing at their fluent best, or maybe this is their best, I don't know, but they don't always look like it. Looks like there's more to come from Barcelona whenever you watch them, and almost feel like 1-0 almost feels like that's not the scoreline that the game should be. So maybe that, but that's I think what we're seeing from Barcelona. But at the same time, they're getting these results, and what I think bodes well for them is the fact that they're not conceding goals, and they're going to go up against a team that isn't in the best of goal scoring form in the Europa League. So for me, I think it just kind of confirms where I'm coming from, is in the sense that if Barcelona play to their best and if Manchester United play to their best, Barcelona should win over the two legs. They should win that. But anyway, I mean, that's something, of course, we'll see what happens there. Nonetheless, let me know what do you think of the game, of course, and what do you think Barcelona is there anything that they need to change, anything that they need to improve? I'm sure Xavi will be wanting them to score more goals. But for now, I think he'll take the 3 points anyway. But let me know what you think. Of course, smash like if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We'll, of course, love to have your support. And take care. We'll see you again very, very soon. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.